Oh, hello, James Henry. Whoa. Hey, man, what's going on? This is Mr. Chris, and this video is to help you with just organizing your practice routine, give you some of the ideas that we talked about, maybe some new ideas. And again, I wanted to commend you for doing such a great job. You've obviously been getting a lot of time at the piano, and you're sounding really good. I think even in crazy internet times here, we're going to be making a lot of progress. So I do want to look at Greensleeves, but before we get to that, I wanted to talk a little bit about just A minor, the key, the scale, some of the chords we can make, and some of the different versions of it. So we all know our major scale, that's C, and the fingering that goes with that. Major scales are pretty straightforward. There's one of them, one for each key. But when it comes to minor scales, there's a lot of different variations that we use. That change up. So I wanted to kind of go through those, and I'll give you a way to practice all of them. So the first one is what we call the A natural minor scale, and it's actually built out of C major. The only thing that we change about this is we're going to take these top two notes and put them on the bottom. So it's the very same letters, it's just we start on A, and that gives us a minor sound. It sounds like this. Cool. So since nothing has changed about it, we haven't altered anything, we call it the natural minor scale. You can think of it like an organic scale. It's just got nothing added to it. That's the one. But it doesn't sound bad. I always like to, hit the chord down here, A minor chord, at A, C, and E. All right, let's hear that one time. There it is. All right, good. And of course, we can do that in the left hand too. I shouldn't deprive you that. It goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably a good thing to be practicing too, just kind of get that left hand nice and strong. All right, so the first variation I think we've also seen before. Once composers started writing music with this, they really started missing the half step between what's called the leading tone and the tonic, the first note of the key, especially on the 5 chord. This one, it doesn't sound bad, but there's a lot more power in this. And notice if I include that, it gives me an E major chord, just like we have in Greensleeves, right? And again, this is what we call our leading tone, and that's resolving to the A, to the tonic, in the A minor chord. So take a listen to that one more time. So again, a very satisfying, kind of powerful harmony, harmonic movement, and harmony means chords. So that started being such a common practice that they started making their own scale with that included the G sharp. So another way to think of this is a raised 7th scale degree. And you can do the math on that if you like, but it checks out. That's going to be the 7th, and it's raised a half step, so G sharp here. So this scale was altered to change the chords, or the harmony. So it is referred to as a harmonic minor. So remember, natural minor, harmonic minor. That's the way. And they both work under the A minor chord because nothing has changed about those notes that are there. So one way you can practice those guys is so just alternating between the natural G and then the G sharp for the harmonic minor. All right, good. So if that isn't confusing enough, there's actually a third type, which also raises the 6th scale degree, which in this case would be F. It looks like this altogether. This is known as the melodic minor. And I don't know quite as much theory about this one. I just kind of know that it exists. The scale for it looks like this: A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. And then they also want us to come back down with the natural minor scale. So kind of confusing. It's going to be sharps on the way up, white keys on the way down. But it's super good for practicing control, being really precise. So if you do a melodic scale, it would sound like this. Melodic minor, excuse me. Cool. And that actually is in use in Greensleeves. If you see on the part that goes, let's see. Do you see it there? Those two black keys, and then resolves back to A minor. All right. So again, they all have their way. That's the one. Okay, so those are the three types of minor scales that you will encounter in most genres. I'm actually going to show you a fourth, but those are the biggies. And let's run those back to back. So this will make a nice exercise for us. I'm going to keep it in the right hand, but of course you could continue those concepts to the left hand, probably without too much trouble. So I'll do it one time and then we'll try it together. I'm going to put an A minor chord under all of it. It's going to go from the natural to the harmonic to the melodic and then back down on the natural. All right, so it goes like this. Okay, so let's go and try that together. I'll count us in and we'll give it a go. I'll go a little bit slower this time. We'll go about 1, 2, ready, go. Harmonic, melodic, natural. All right, good job. So again, those are the ones that you'll use most often. Just for kicks here, I'm going to give you the jazz one. There's so many variations. It all has to do with this top part here. But a lot of times in jazz music, what we're going to do is called the Dorian. And it does not have the G sharp, but it does have the F sharp. It's this one here. So just as a curiosity on the side here, let's hear that one. So it's hard to hear there, but it's got a little bit more modern of a sound. And most of the time, if you're improvising, trying to make up melodies with those notes, that would be the one you would use for either A minor or A minor 7 in your left hand. So if you're playing either one of those chords. Is that sort of thing. So if you wanted to play around with that, again, you've got a great imagination for that stuff, so feel free. That's going to be the one. All right, great work. Let's get a character in here so you can tell if you're scrolling. We'll use Agra. And she's quite a mug there. Okay, so let's go and talk about Greensleeves a little bit. Beautiful work on the melody here. I did want to be careful that we've got the timing for these dotted quarter notes, which I do believe we have. I am gonna, let's zoom into the book here. All right, so it's these guys. Let's make sure that we are comfortable how to count those guys. It's gonna be 1 and 2, right? And then this single eighth note takes care of the back half of 2. So that goes on and then this quarter note is 3. So 1 and 2 and 3. And I think you're playing it right, but I'm gonna be counting, so I wanna give you an exact way to do that. All right, and I'm gonna stay, let's see, around this range. It does start higher. I know we were talking about that, but just to keep it where my camera can see it, I'm gonna play this down here. Let's go through the melody one time. I'm gonna count with it as we go. It does start on beat 3. So if I'm counting in, I'm gonna go like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. Let's do that one more time. It's good practice. All right, so 1, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. Let's try the next part. I'll keep going. All right, so this is from where we left off, where the mezzo piano and it says "and" in the lyrics. Again, it'll start on beat 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yep, good. And I cannot remember if we went the whole way down, but I'll go and do this melody for you also. So this is starting from the big C chord. It'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and it's missing a beat in the end there, that third beat, which is kind of sliced off, and that's why I put it at the beginning of the song, so the upbeat or pickup is how that works. All right, good. So obviously we want to master the right hand on this one first, just getting that under control, and then we can start to put the chords together. We spent a lot of the lesson talking about this, but let's make sure this is comfortable. So even on these, I would try to keep a sense of the rhythm. 2, 3 down to G, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, E major, 2, 3. That's gonna happen twice. 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, up to G, 2, 3, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, E, 2, 3, A, 2, 3, and we can hold that one for a little bit. Good. So the C and the G are moving around a good bit. All the others are just kind of stepping down as you go. And that's that blocked chord warm-up on page 46. I maybe start with that in the left hand just to kind of get, warm up, I guess. All right, cool. And then let's go ahead and put those together with the melody. Will be the way. So you want to start this out kind of slowly. I'll give you an example. And again, your right hand will start higher, but just so you can see it. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so that's the basic approach. I would call that a shell version. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's the basis you want to build on once we get some of these patterns going in there with the broken chord stuff. Yes, okay. So I'm trying to think what would be the most useful. Let's go and look at the next part. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, G chord, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, F chord, E chord, A minor. Cool. And again, just the rhythm will come, but just try to stay as steady as you can on that. Either play along or try to get that count going in your head. Also, might be a way to do it. I'll go ahead and do the back half too, just so you have a reference and something to play along with. This is from the C chord. I know it's a little out of frame, but you know your notes. You're gonna be all right. All right. So ready. 1. Ready. Go. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. I threw a broken chord in there at the end just to spice it up a little bit. That's the way. All right, great. So I would say that's probably a good goal for this time, is getting to where you've got perfect rhythm on this one and able to add the left hand triads or the left-hand chords, without too much trouble keeping that steadiness going on. And then I will explain the broken chord thing. Let's go back to that broken chord warm-up. So it's a 2-measure figure. If you have an A minor chord, they're breaking it up. And let's even do a count with that. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it continues for all these chords. I would try to play along. 1, 2, 3. Go back to me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. So notice for that F and the E, we only have one measure that those chords happen in. So we have to shorten our pattern. We're only doing the broken parts up. That's the deal. All right, good. So once you get comfortable with that, the biggest challenge here is to try to put it together. But if you've been doing all this counting or just playing along with me while I'm counting, I think that will be a little bit easier than if we're just trying to freestyle it. So they have that blue box there where it's straight up. Let me give you just a slow and then a fast and way of getting to that. So of course the melody. So I'll go the opposite. We'll go fast and then slow. So 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3. So the challenge here is that you've got to sorry, let me bring it down so you can see it. You're holding that C for those two notes, and then the next note is where you're going to hit. And that's a weird sound if you're going slow, but it fixes itself on the next would that be fifth, really? And then the tricky measure with the 1 and 2 and 3, the dotted quarter note, is going to be just why you hold that long note. So let me give you a slow one. This is the one I would practice with, and I would concentrate just on the A minor for a second. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, let's do that just a couple times here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, and then one last time I'm going to go and keep going to the G chord. So this would be the whole blue box, would be the idea. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3. Good. And then if you can, if you master that, you can extrapolate that to the other chords in the piece. But let's concentrate on the shell versions. But if you are really going for it, want to get that bonus stuff, that's going to be great too. All right, thanks, James. I think that I know this was a long video, but I just wanted to make sure we're on track for this first time through. And feel free to jump around to different parts, create your own practice regimens too. You always do really well, so this is just to kind of help guide you along. Thanks, you guys, so much. I appreciate you. Keep practicing, keep sounding good, and I'll see you at the next lesson.